today. Nope. In this particular video, I'll be throwing my wedding ring. Make sure that doesn't fall. Oh, geez. High quality stand. Front rotisserie. Anyways. Hey guys, welcome back. So, this week I wanted to introduce a project. I guess if you've seen me, if you follow me on my Facebook or my Instagram, you've probably already seen the car. But, to the YouTube channel, this is a Cobra that we're working on. It is, it had a bad day, got a little toasty, and it burned basically all of this gone. So, this car is in for a full restoration to try to get it all good. So, anyways, I wanted to kind of get everybody up to speed on it. So, in this video, I'm going to show some of my repairs I've done to like the floor pans and getting the body to fit, the new nose to fit on the old body. Some of the gaps in this thing were just horrible. So I want to just kind of go over how I did that, how I did that. So I want to kind of see if this format works, because unfortunately I don't have a lot of good videos of the process, but I take a whole bunch of pictures for all of my customers, so they can see, you know, what I'm doing and have a good logbook of what got done. So I've got all sorts of pictures, and so I'm going to just kind of do a voiceover as I go through some pictures, and we'll see if that works. If that makes a cool video, I can do a whole bunch more. So if not, let me know. So I introduce you the Crispy Cobra. Let's get into it.
Right. So I'm gonna try to do this in one take. Let's see how we do. So here's the Cobra. This is what she looked like. That's it was a bad fire. It really messed up the thing quite bad. This is the engine bay. Just really sad looking motor. This was just, I mean, all of the fiberglass. You can see all of the fiberglass. Just, it's got all the resins just burned out of it, and it is just bare glass hanging out of that thing. Just, oh, what a mess. And look at this stainless, just all corroded and horrible. That sucked to clean up. Alright, we got Mr. B with the Cobra. Once it's all, we got it all torn down, we got the motor pulled out of it, and all the panels pulled out, suspension and all that, and right on the frame. We got the nose cut off of it so we can see what we're working with. That was a project. That was really a project. There's a lot of stuff in there. Now, I want to point this out. That's spray foam. We'll come back to that later. But look at that. Oh my God. Look at how thick that urethane is. Just how horrible everything fit. Wasn't really impressed with that. So we got everything outside. We got it all cleaned up. I washed it. I had to take some beauty pictures outside. I actually have another picture just like this of the last burn Cobra I did, with it cut in half. So I had to take that picture again. Gotta document it. So this picture is, the whole frame is now repainted and pretty. This side got replaced, and I painted that black. This one got repaired, and that one got painted, and then the dash also got, the dash and the footwells got repaired and painted. Now we get some gaps. Now this is in the footwell where your pedals would be off to the right here in this picture. you can see there's quite a gap in there. So we're going to build a little aluminum panel that'll go in there and fill up that gap, so we don't have to go and waste a whole case of seam sealer trying to fill that up. So we're going to start with a wire. We're going to figure out our basic shape, and we're going to bend it. Well, we're going to take a piece of 90. It was a 60 thou aluminum 30 series with a 90-degree bend in it, and then just shrinker stretcher. Bent it up really nice. Put it up in there, and then we trim along those lines here, and then we shove it up in the corner. We put some double-sided tape on it, stuck it right in. And then same process for the other side. And then seam seal it and put a little black primer on it. This black primer matched the black gel coat really nicely, so that worked well. All right, so now the floor pans. This is the bulk of this video, really. I wanted to really show how horrible these things fit. So, but before we go to there, let's focus on right here, where the frame goes through. Now, if we remember, that was spray foam. Yeah, that was spray foam. So we're going to do something different there so that it actually seals up nicely. We're going to make a little metal piece. Now this is my mock-up piece. I just wanted to get something quickly bent up that kind of went through the frame and out to the fiberglass. It touched the fiberglass on the body out here. And you can see this little mark here will be another little ear that will kind of fully surround this frame piece. As you can see, I welded on that ear here. In this piece, you can really see it's up against the fiberglass, it's up against the frame. It'll seal it off nicely. But also you see that there's a little like downward angle in towards the body. That way, if there's any water or anything, it'll run into the floor pan and you can actually wipe it out. Whereas if it was angled the other way, it would just sit in there and cause all sorts of issues. We don't want that. I took my mock-up piece here, and right here you can see there's a little line. So that'll be for another ear, of which I put on this panel. Now this panel, my mock-up piece was just a piece of scrap steel I had laying around, so I didn't want that to rust, so I made it out of aluminum on this one. And these ears here will be really nice because I can build my fiberglass right to the edge of the frame, and then I can put a rivet right in those ears really nicely and hold down the floor. So that's the plan with that. Here we got it in the place, goes right to the edge of the frame real nice, touches the body. That'll seal it up really, really nice. That'll seal it up really nice. Little silicone around that and it should be good. Now, back to the floor pans. Look at how horrible they fit. We got to deal with that, and that's what this is about. In this picture, you can see it's like 1.5 inches off. That edge of the floor pan's all just warped, and we can't have that. So we're gonna cut it off. Completely cut it off. Up here, we got to fix some stuff, so we're gonna just cut it off straight up. We'll put a little curve on the end. You'll see in the next pictures here. See a little curve on the end there. So everything's cut right off. And now we can get in it and design our own piece. We'll do some CAD here. Some cardboard aided design. A little bit more for the front. And then we'll turn those into sheet metal. Now in this picture you can see that I've already made them. I've riveted them down into the fiberglass, so the metal pieces are now in the fiberglass, so we can take the panel out and the metal will stay in place. All right, so now we're up on a bench and everything's, you can see the panels are riveted in, and I just wanted to kind of seal the backs of these off a little bit so fiberglass resin doesn't drip through. We got it flipped over again, and now I'm gonna kind of cut out some fiberglass pieces that kind of look like what you see on the screen of sheet metal, and that'll kind of help me build that up before I go and try to fiberglass it into the other fiberglass. Now, while talking about that, it's important that you really prep the area and get it clean of all paint and get a good mechanical scratch in there. That is probably a 80 grit on a grinder scratches, so that I know that the resin will mechanically bond to the old fiberglass. That's really important, or everything will just peel off and it won't blend correctly. This is almost the key point here. You need to put a wax, a mold release agent on your steel, or your fiberglass is going to just bond to it, and you're not going to have a good day. So you wipe it on, you let it dry, you wipe it on, do a couple coats, just let it dry, and then you can fiberglass. So we got my fiberglass mat all cut, and then the first layer we did over the sheet metal, and then the second layer we did up to this line here, right over, so everything's nice and flush. So you can see it's nice and flush and flat. So that bottom will look really nice and factory once it's trimmed out. You see all the little overhanging fiberglass. That'll just get trimmed off. Oh yeah, you really see the overhanging stuff here. But that'll all get trimmed off with a really thin cutoff wheel. Again, just kind of seeing the repaired areas. There was some cracks around that hole. Cracked around that hole, so overhanging. So anyways, we'll go and trim it. So now everything's all nice and trimmed up. Now I'm drilling out those rivets that held on the steel plate into the old fiberglass, so that the panel will release. Oh boy, yeah, here we go. Oh, where I get lost. Okay, yeah, so I'm drilling out those. And now it's time to release the steel piece. You just put a screwdriver under it, quarter twist, pops right off. Do the big panel, pops right off. That worked so well. That was super satisfying. So now we go and test fit it in the car, and it fits so great. It's right up against that fiberglass. And it's right up against the frame up here and on the other side. And as you can see, I got my Clecos into my aluminum panel, block off panel. Those will be rivets, but for now, Clecos are really nice for temporary holding. But the issue is this. We have a big, basically, crack running down the whole center of it. We can't have that, because that's going to be a stress area, and in theory it could break along that. Now realistically, it'll never break on that. It'll never ever be an issue, but I can't make a video about doing fiberglass work and then tell you that's okay. So that all got ground out with a grinder, got V'd out all the way into that new fiberglass on the backside, and then I went and I glassed in some new stuff. So yeah, about to grind it, and then this is the new fiberglass on the inside to get rid of that line. Can't have that. Here you kind of see a line, those couple 4 lines or so. Those are actually just a fiberglass tool I have it's a roller with, I don't know, lines on it, and it just kind of flattens out the fiberglass, kind of flattens out the gel coat, or not the gel coat, but the resin, and it just makes everything look nice. So that's all that is. Now, the one problem we have here, see how this is nice and shiny and flat? That's a mold surface. And then you'll see in this other picture here, see how that fiberglass looks all, I don't know, fiberglassy and horrible? And then this other stuff is nice and smooth. Well, I wanted to have that finish. You can't, you don't want to make a repair and then have it obvious that you made a repair. So what I did was I took a DA and a big mud hog with 36 grit on it, and I flattened out these new areas with where the fiberglass went in, and I just went over it with a new coat of resin, and that put a perfect shine back on it, just like factory, just like this stuff right in here. So that will look perfect. And then here it is back in the car, all nice and shiny and done. You can see that there's no defined line for where our repair was. And everywhere on this panel that is like yellow is just a place where on the backside doesn't have black paint. So I'm gonna gel coat this black on the backside, and everything will turn black and it'll look really nice. But just look at how nice and tight that is to the body. Now it'll just take a small little simple silicone bead to run down the side of it, and that'll be nice and sealed off. So look at that. That was before, and that's after. Before, look at that gap. Ugh. And after, no gap at all. And it's nice and straight. So that'll also help throughout the finish of this whole build. You know, all the carpet and upholstery is going to go over that too. And it'll be nice and straight and flat. So that's why we do it. It's a little tiny detail, but I think the details are what really makes a really good restoration. I don't want my work to be seen. Unfortunately, that's the downfall of restorations is you do a good restoration when nobody knows you did a good restoration. So it's kind of the curse of it, but that's what it takes.
All right, guys. Well, hopefully you like that. Let me know what you think of the format, and maybe we can continue to do these. They work pretty good for me. But if you guys think they suck, well, I guess that means I can't really do them anymore. But let me know in the comments. And if you learned something, great. That's what this whole thing's about. And tell your friends and like and subscribe. It really helps the channel, you know, as everybody says on the YouTubes. So thanks a lot. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.